Hi, I am Kristen Gutierrez, an expert in helping companies and people make small adjustments to have a big impact, turning the dial 1% and the power of initiative. I'm also writing a book, Be a Better Sales Leader. And today I am here with Grayson Hogard of the Grove Cookie Company. Hello, my friend.
Hi, Kristen. Thank you for having me.
Well, now that I've said all that stuff about me, why don't we turn it back to you and you tell us about you?
Well, my wife and I started a cookie company back in 2021, and through the power of LinkedIn, have kind of just navigated our way. I connected with you, I believe through Natalie.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's the story of cookies. LinkedIn, cookies, connecting with people through the power of cookies. And
Yeah. Oh, it's such a he really, you guys, like, go check him out on LinkedIn. Like, your story, your posts are so engaging, like it's so transformative. Like, I think that it's actually more than cookies, but we'll look at that in a few more
yeah.
years. The hypothesis proves itself out.
Yeah, like I say a lot, it's the community vibe of LinkedIn. And I think it's, most people hear LinkedIn and I go, ugh, because majority of people just use it as like a resume tool. Like, just throw your resume on there and don't go on there. But man, there's just such a cool community. And we've been able to find it. So
yes, LinkedIn really, and I do also think LinkedIn has transformed, but like 5-10 years ago, like, yeah, I mean, it really is. The power of community on LinkedIn is amazing. So tell us how long you've been a leader.
Wow. A long time. So just through my corporate job. So, I'm 33. Started working at my corporate company back when I was 20. Really kind of moved through the, kind of early stages of just kind of, being an associate. Then you move your way up into more managerial leadership roles. And so gosh, I've been a leader for 8 years in some capacity. So military as well. But yeah, so.
Okay, so that's cool. So then with your cookie company now, because I do know the origin story where you were cooking from your house, and I don't think that's the case anymore. So is it just you and your wife in your shop, or tell us a little bit about like how many people you manage today and who you're leading?
Yeah, so we have 4 bakers and they're in the back right now baking cookies, getting them ready for shipment because, well, 90% of our business is shipping. So that's kind of unique in itself. We're not so much a retail front, although we have it here in Tigard. But so 4 people. It's my wife and I. We're growing, and with that becomes more team members onboarding.
Yeah. Okay, and where's Tigard for those of us? I think you're in Portland, right? Pacific Northwest somewhere. Okay.
Yes. Yep. So Portland, Oregon. Tigard is a suburb right next to Beaverton, Oregon. Nike World headquarters and all that. So
yeah, of course. So yeah, that's interesting, right? Because you are an online cookie shop, and what an amazing world we live in, right? That you don't have to rely on foot traffic and people calling for like, hey, I'm having a birthday party. So a couple questions. Do you only sell cookies? And like, how do you distribute? Like, how do you go from Oregon to Maine? I'm trying to think of like the furthest.
Yeah, the farthest point. Well, we've been to Maine. So the first question was, sorry, I just got sidetracked by Maine.
Yeah, I mean, well, I'm pretty sure it was like, are you single? It's like cookies. Is it only cookies?
Yes, it's only cookies. If you listen to podcasts and if you listen to entrepreneurial ones, there's a guy named Alex Hormozi, and he talks about just a singular focus is like the most important thing you can have as a startup or first time entrepreneur, right? Because so much of business and people's ideas can infiltrate your business, right? And so, I mean, cookies are just number one. We're going to maximize that to its fullest potential, and maybe way down the road we figure that out. Something else to, I guess, companion cookies. But anyways, cookies number one.
Well, I want to go back to something you just said, but like, what's a companion cookie?
Well, a companion to cookies would be, I mean, you could coffee.
Oh, okay.
Like a companion, right? So like you add more products, complementary products. That could be a good one. A lot of people do ice cream with cookies and kind of that deal. But again,
in terms of what you were saying, so I was telling you right before we hit record that I just launched Action Academy, and it's this idea of like taking action and like getting out of our own way, which is also the first pillar in my book, Be a Better Sales Leader. So like when you're saying that there are people that like that's what they preach is single sourcing, it's absolutely one of my tricks or fundamentals of getting things done, right?
Yeah.
Whether you're just trying to like make a living for your family or hit $10 million by selling cookies on the internet, having a singular focus, man, like it's because the distractions, they come, right? They're just at all sides.
I have severe ADHD too. So it'd be really easy for me to get distracted. And go chase the new shiny object. But it's like, if you have something that works and you find, at the beginning, you kind of have to find your groove, right? We didn't know LinkedIn would be our like kind of jam. Most people would think cookies, Instagram, Facebook, kind of do that whole posting beautiful photos and call it a day, where we found, corporate gifting to actually be like our strong suit, and shipping cookies. My background's in logistics, really. So it kind of just complements itself. So yeah.
I love it. Okay. So just in the interest of time and to wrap this up, 2 more questions. One is about you, one is about your cookies. So what advice would you tell your younger self now that you have all this experience, you own your own business? Like, what's some good advice?
Man. Start the growth mindset earlier. We were blessed, and not blessed, but just working from home created the cookie company, right? And that was all due, to 2020 and all that. So that growth mindset is literally a 2-year change for me, especially with the implementation of podcasts and reading and doing those things that kind of alter your kind of your mindset. Really alters your mindset on like what you're capable of, right? Because really the only thing that really holds you back outside of capital and restraints is your mind, right? So I've been positively manipulated into kind of that growth mindset, right? Manipulation kind of is a bad terminology, but you just kind of roll with it. So
you're buying the cookies or the Kool-Aid, as they say.
Yeah, there you go. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid, but it's been good. And you kind of have to have that. Sales leaders, leadership positions in general, you have to have, strong convictions in what you're doing. Entrepreneurship is nothing different. You got to believe in what you got.
Yep. I love it. Okay, great. And then to conclude, how can we find your cookies? Like, I know that you're now on a bunch of different sites, right? And you do corporate gifting things. So tell us, make it really easy for us to just find some delicious cookies.
Yeah. So GroveCookieCompany.com. That's like the easiest, powered by Shopify. So everyone has probably purchased something from Shopify stores. It's very simple. So that's it. Go to GroveCookieCompany.com. Done. Yeah.
Easy done. Okay, cool. Well, thank you so much for being here today. And I hope you have a delicious Easter weekend eating all your cookies.
Yeah. Looking forward to reading your book.
Thanks. Thank you so much, Grayson. All right.
Yeah.